Triwizard Tournament tasks, memories in the Pensieve, and the return of Lord Voldemort.
Were scenes like these better in the movie Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire than in the book itself? Hey wizards, how's it going? There's no denying it. Harry Potter is a massive franchise, with movies, books, plays, and games, each with its own essence. As fans, we naturally compare them, right? A scene from the movie with the moment from the book, and the movies have some differences. By the way, there are a lot of differences from the books, and usually, book fans always mention that, right?
Oh, in the book it's better. In the book, this part is much better. Oh no, I prefer the book.
Today I'm going to talk about scenes that I think are better in the movie than in the book, specifically from Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. The first scene that I think is better in the movie is the arrival of Durmstrang and Beauxbatons. Okay, the Beauxbatons one. So, the carriage arriving is really cool, and the ship is really cool too.
And it's not much different from how it is in the book, right?
The difference is that Dumbledore is there, outside, and everyone is waiting anyway. But I'm talking about the actual entrance to the school, there in the Great Hall. The way they come in is cooler to me, because in the book there's no entrance like that, no presentation like they do. Okay, like the Beauxbatons one isn't really like, oh my god. It's nothing that amazing, right? The girls doing, well, there's just the artistic gymnastics, right, from the Delacour sisters, but nothing special. The gymnastics is really cool, but the girls' entrance itself isn't anything special.
Now, the Durmstrang guys are really cool, right? Because they come in like pow pow, and then they start doing some capoeira moves.
It's cool because the first actor, Ponciano Almeida, is Brazilian, a capoeira artist and dancer, and he did that scene.
And this scene of the entrance of the invited schools for the Triwizard Tournament in the Great Hall, I think it's better than the book.
Another scene that makes it onto our list of scenes that are better in the movie than in the book is the presentation of the Goblet of Fire.
The Goblet of Fire itself, in the movie, is much cooler than the one in the book, because the one in the book, I don't know if you remember. For those who've read it and those who haven't or don't know, the Goblet of Fire is kept in what they call a casket, which is a box encrusted with jewels. And then, this little box,
they arrive, open the goblet, and take out a tiny wooden cup. The Goblet of Fire is actually very small. Now, in the movie, I thought it was cooler how they did it. Dumbledore doing the magic. Then, that piece, which is basically a casket, starts coming down like this, dissolving, and the goblet's flame lights up. The goblet is much bigger, made of stone.
I thought this part was cooler in the movie, the presentation there, the reveal of the Goblet of Fire.
I'm not sure. I think it turned out to be more...
He's more over the top, but in a good way. It's a good kind of over the top, not a bad kind.
The one in the book is a tiny little chalice that they take out of the box. I don't think it's that impactful in the book, you know? It doesn't have the same impact as the one in the movie. That's how I see it, of course.
Another scene that, in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, I think is way better in the movie than in the book, is the scene of the first task of the Triwizard Tournament. But in part, because I know that the scene itself, in the movie, doesn't make sense.
Because that dragon breaking free from the chain and flying after Harry presents a whole risk. The dragon could end up getting hurt and dying, right?
Because the dragon, in the movie, it kind of dies.
That doesn't make sense. In fact, it doesn't, because the dragon handlers are all there to step in if something gets out of control.
In the book, right?
So he stays right there in the arena. Harry does the task there in the arena, climbs up, makes the dragon rear up, takes advantage of that, dives in, and grabs the golden egg.
But the task in the book happens really fast. I have my favorite parts, right?
The way Harry gets on the broom in the book isn't as cool as in the movie. Like, he goes out, and then he summons the broom and waits there. And the broom comes and stops in front of him. And he gets on the broom, pushes off, and goes up. My friend, in the movie, he's jumping while the dragon is breathing fire at him. It's much better, but still, 1,000 times better. What a great move by this movie, man. What a great move by this movie. The scene where Harry jumps. Wow. That scene is really crazy, really crazy. When the firebolt comes in and he jumps, it's a big, crazy cinema moment. I love it and prefer this scene. Now, the dragon breaking free doesn't make sense, but it's really cool seeing the dragon chasing Harry all over Hogwarts. You can't say that's not cool. I mean, you can say it, even if it doesn't make sense. Even though it's different from the book, you can't say this scene isn't cool. And you know this scene? I'm going to say something that maybe people will think I'm weird. Not that people don't already think that. I know many people think I'm weird, and that's okay.
It's not something that worries me, but like, this will make you think I'm a little weirder.
I really like the sound of the dragon breaking the tiles at Hogwarts. For me, I'm serious. It's like ASMR. That sound of the wind and the dragon breaking. Its little paw grabbing the roof and breaking it. Man, that sound is amazing, my friend. I have this thing with certain types of sounds, like the sound of tires on gravel, you know, like...
For me, that's really pleasurable. It's something I love to hear.
And then this dragon sound. It brings me that comfort, you know? The dragon with its little paws, breaking the tiles. I think it's amazing. I think it's amazing. Amazing, amazing. The only thing that's not amazing are Daniel Radcliffe's screams there, right, man?
His screams ruin the scene a bit for me, you know?
So, like, it's fine to have screaming, of course, but his screams end up breaking my ASMR from those little tiles there, from the Hogwarts roof.
It's true. I really like this scene and think it's much better.
I just think that, like, the confrontation with the dragon itself, because Harry runs away from the dragon more than he actually faces it, right?
In the book, he tricks and distracts the dragon, then dives to grab the egg.
In the movie, he flees the dragon, gets hit by its tail, is knocked down, falls off the broom, slides down the roof, and grabs the broom.
So it's more about him running away from the dragon itself than actually outsmarting the dragon during the task, right? Thanks for the interruption. And then there are these moments that I prefer in the movie. It's not the whole scene that's better in the movie, but these moments I mentioned, for me, are better.
And then, in the movie, the next scene that, for me, is better is a scene that actually is very exaggerated in the movie, the way it happens. For example, Harry finishes a transfiguration class. Minerva calls Harry and says, "Look, the champions have to dance and all. It's a tradition." Harry, "No, I'm not going to dance." She, "No, you are going to dance. There's no such thing as I'm not going. You are going, and that's it. It's tradition, period." Harry, "No, I'm not going." Minerva ignores him and basically says, "You're going. That's it." By ignoring him, she implies, "I'm not asking. You're going. End of story." That's how it is in the book. And in the movie, Minerva acts the same way.
Oh, didn't I say? Well, now you know, but that's not really the part I think is best in the movie. The part I like most is Minerva talking about the ball, like this, and using Ron as an example. "Come here, Mr. Weasley. Put your hand on my waist." I think that scene is really cool. Really, really cool. It brings a great tone to the movie, a sense of humor that's really well done, really well placed. So I think that scene turned out great.
I really like how Ron is all embarrassed, really shy, and the Weasleys are teasing him, the twins are messing with him. Harry is joking around too, making fun of him. This scene itself, it doesn't exist in the book.
But I think it was a good addition to the movie, a good invention, and I think it worked out much better there. It ended up being much better than just Minerva telling Harry about the Yule Ball and about the dance itself. Another thing that is undeniably much cooler in the movie is Fred inviting Angelina to the ball.
Right? Come on, man. Just to recap, how does it happen in the book, Fred? They're in the common room when Fred asks, "Hey, have you already picked your partners and all that?"
And Ron says no, then asks, "Who are you going with?" "With Angelina." Ron says, "Wait, she said yes? Oh, right, I still need to ask her."
He shouts, "Angelina," across the common room. "Will you go to the ball with me?" She replies, "I do." And then Harry and Ron are like, man, how can he be so smooth? Not embarrassed to do that, right?
In the book, it's like that. In the movie, we have Fred making a joke. He grabs a paper ball, throws it, the girl turns around, and then he makes that gesture, right? "Do you want to go to the ball with me?" Man, that scene is really cool. It's really cool. I love it.
Every time I see it, no matter how many times I watch this movie, I laugh at Fred making that little dance gesture like that. I think it's really cool.
It was really well thought out, and it was a good replacement for how the scene is in the book.
Another moment that, for me, also ends up being better in the movie is the part about the Yule Ball. At least some parts, right? It's a bit different from how it is in the book. There are some parts that aren't in the movie.
But I think that even so, the scene is better because of all the beauty of the setting, how the production prepared everything.
The weird bands, I think they bring a really cool energy to the movie, which you don't feel as much in the book, you know? Because in the book, it's just narrating what's happening, right? So, man, when a band is playing, you can really feel it a lot more when you actually see and hear the band playing there. In the movie, the conflict with Hermione, Harry, and Ron there, all bored, that's not really their thing. The movie captures that well. I also love the dance scene before they go in, where Harry is completely lost.
He already knew he would dance in the book, right? So he wasn't unsure what to do.
In the movie, they added it right when you're about to dance, which actually made the ball even better for me. Now, another point for me. One thing in the book that bothers me at times is when there's music. I know there's music, but in the book, we don't have the rhythm.
Sometimes it changes, because in English the song makes sense, but in Portuguese it loses a bit of the rhyme, you know? The mermaid song, for example, when Harry goes to the prefect's bathroom and puts the egg underwater.
I think that part in the movie is cooler because it brings the music. Right?
It brings the melody and song, and in the moment, we go with it. The song gets stuck in your head because it's so catchy.
Now, in the book, I don't know if it's just my problem.
But I can't read that song. Like, that part of the song I read, I can't picture a song without melody or anything else. And I've played guitar for years.
I don't see myself as a musician. I can play guitar and some instruments, but I'm not really a musician.
I don't have deep music knowledge or musician-level skills.
Someone might already imagine a melody in their head while reading that. I can't do it. I personally can't do it. So, for me, it actually turned out better in the movie because we have the melody and the egg, and I think they also changed it a bit in the movie.
It's pretty different from the book, right? I think the way the song was sung was better. A good addition.
Since we mentioned the golden egg, the clue for the second task, let's move on.
The second task in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire from the Triwizard tournament is just like the first one. There are moments in the book that I like more. Like, what do I like more in the book? It's more complete. We get a bit more interaction with the merpeople. We have the leader of the merpeople talking to Dumbledore, explaining what happened, and Dumbledore understanding what she's saying, talking to her in Mermish, which is the language the merpeople speak.
I wanted to see that in the movie, but it's missing.
I think that's the only negative point. Other than that, for me, it's much better in the movie.
Because, man, Harry, in the book, he shows up all late, desperate, and he goes into the lake, right?
In the book, I think it's cooler. He goes into the lake and people laugh at him. Hey, I wish I had seen him arrive late, but I really like Moody pushing him. Like, put this in your mouth, pushes the kid, slaps him on the back so he'll eat the gillyweed, pushes him into the lake like that. Like Harry, totally lost, not knowing what was going on, because that's really Harry's place in this second task. He's totally lost. He's totally lost even in the book, so much so that he arrives late. And then I really like the visuals, which is something the book gives us, right? Our imagination. In the book we read and imagine, but in the movie, we actually get to see what's really happening, right? And then I think the scene is really beautiful, really well done. I don't know if it's because the behind the scenes of the scene is also really interesting, that they actually built a tank to do that.
For me, it's really interesting, so it ends up making the scene a little better for me, than it is in the book.
I also enjoy moments like when Harry falls into the water and everything. He twists around and then he realizes that he's like, wow, I'm breathing, oh damn, I've got membranes here. And he makes a big jump. I think it's really cool how he does that jump with a flip, showing off a lot, right? I think it's really cool. Even though it's not in the book, it's awesome. The part where the Grindylows grab Harry is also cool, and they change the order of events a bit, right?
Before Harry reaches the place with the merpeople, some Grindylows appear, if I'm not mistaken.
To grab him, but he gets away and is fine.
In the movie, they changed it to after he gets the hostages, right? A bunch of Grindylows grab him and all that. And then you go, my friend, like, it gives you a feeling of, oh no, we're screwed, That feeling of being screwed is stronger in the movie than in the book.
In that part, because in the book, he's swimming, like, wow, He's almost making it. He's already running out of air. Wow, the gillyweed effect is wearing off. It's agonizing. But in the movie, it's more like, man, my friend, there's no way he's getting away from those demons. No way. You know?
So that's why I think the movie gives off a cooler vibe. I liked it more, and visually it looked good too. Now, my friends, this scene here, you're going to call me crazy because it's totally different from what's in the book. Completely different.
But it's one of the best scenes in the Harry Potter movies for me, which is when Harry is in the Pensieve watching Karkaroff's trial, my friend, mostly because of the Brazilian dubbing, which is amazing. In this scene, Karkaroff's accent is incredible, 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 incredible.
Wait, please, I have one more name, Snape. Severus Snape.
In the book, those who read it may recall. If not, that's fine. I'll quickly review it here. In the book, Harry faces 3 trials. He sees Karkaroff's and Ludo Bagman's, a character entirely cut from the movie, and he sees Barto Crouch Jr.'s. There's no big reveal of Barto Crouch Jr. like Barto Crouch Jr. And then everyone is like, wow, and bam, a spell. That doesn't happen in the book. It doesn't.
They created it, they changed it, they made it up for the movie, and it turned out amazing, my friends. It turned out much better, much better. In the book, of course, I really want to see it in the series. I really want to see the scene as it is in the book.
I really do. I really want to see it because I want to see Barto Crouch there, already imprisoned with the Lestrange family, desperate, claiming innocence and all that.
Because there, in the movie scene, he doesn't lose it, no. He just gets up to try to escape and all. Okay, when his name is revealed.
But he doesn't act crazy. He doesn't freak out when his father is face to face with him. No, like, Dad, it wasn't me, for God's sake, something like that. He really faces him, says something like, so, old man, whatever, little tongue. Hi, Dad, like little tongue. And, man, Barto Crouch Sr. was, you're not my son. No, man. He really faces him like, it's me, I'm crazy, I'm nuts. That's it. In the book, no.
He's whining there, desperate, begging not to be arrested.
I don't know what. To give off a certain presumption of innocence so people are like, man, is he really guilty? Did he really do something?
I really like this scene of Karkaroff giving up the names. And when he starts saying, no, I have one more. I know that this person took part in the capture and through the Cruciatus curse, tortured the Auror Frank Longbottom and his wife.
Then, Barto Crouch, on fire. Like, the name, just say the name of the wretch, Barto Crouch.
Junior. Oh, Skeeter. Man, this scene is so awesome. You're crazy. It's real cinema.
Barto Crouch. Junior.
Really crazy. I prefer this scene in the movie, but in the series I want to see how it is in the book. Now, my friend, let's go to the cemetery part and skip the maze. Let's forget about the maze here because I'll tell you what they did. I'm speaking in the language of the young people, right? I'm learning the language of young people in games. What did they do with the maze, and how is it? They nerfed it. I play video games, but I don't know the gaming lingo. I don't know the street slang of games, you know? Nerfed. What they nerfed in the maze in the movie, my friend, the creatures just run from the bushes that move in the wind, and that's it. It's over. And from the plants that grab you and pull you into the bushes. It's over. While in the book there's a sphinx, there are monsters, there's a bogeyman. You get it, you know? But this video here isn't about things that are bad in the movie. It's about things that are good, that are better than in the book.
So what do we get?
The scene where Harry and Cedric arrive at the cemetery. It already starts off better from there. This scene is perfect. From the moment it begins to the moment it ends, it's really, really good. What I really like in the book about this part is that in the book, this part is mostly conversation. Voldemort, he's explaining everything there, right? He's telling the whole story and all that. In the book, Voldemort is reborn. He's inside the cauldron. He comes out of the cauldron without any clothes, completely naked, and then Wormtail comes and dresses him.
In the movie, they did an amazing job with the flames, the cauldron, everything turning into his clothes.
Man, that scene, the scene of him returning, like his mouth forming, his ear growing, wow, the eye, man, it starts out all white. Then it starts to, the eye, wow, it's awesome. What a scene, what a scene, what a scene. and then you'll have to forgive me. Ralph Fiennes' performance, the dialogue, and the dubbing all make the scene significantly better. When reading the book, you feel tense. Things are about to happen, especially for Harry. There's no way out of this. You get to this part in the book and you're like, there's no way out of this. There's just no way. And then Harry, manages to escape and all. There's the whole dialogue, everything, Harry being tortured. The book includes Harry resisting the Imperius Curse, which isn't shown in the movie.
It's not in the movie, it's only in the book. That's really cool, it's really awesome. But, man, the scene itself is so good, that the things missing from it don't make it a bad scene. In the movie, they don't. They really don't. First, the statue. Oh, one thing that's like 1,000 times better. The Riddle family tomb, right?
Let's be honest. The Riddle family tomb in the movie is 1,000, a million times cooler than it is in the book. There, in the book, it's described as an ordinary tombstone, and Wormtail ties Harry up with ropes. My friend, in the movie, that scene is awesome because Wormtail just uses his wand like this. Bam! And the Angel of Death on the tombstone holds Harry with the scythe. Are you crazy? What scene is that, man? Are you crazy? It's really, really good, much better, and then, alright, he does the whole spell. Voldemort returns. The scene is crazy, but there's one part for me, which is Voldemort stepping on Cedric's face like this. Such a handsome boy. And Harry. Don't touch him. And then Voldemort. Harry, I almost forgot you were here, standing before my father's bones.
I would introduce him, but I heard he's almost as famous as I am these days.
The boy who lived. How lies have fed your legend, Harry. Are you crazy? What a scene, man. What a scene. This whole sequence is insane. And then, when he says to Harry, it's amazing what a few drops of blood can do. Take your wand. I said stand up, stand up. Have you learned to duel?
I imagine. First we bow. Oh, come on, Harry. Courtesy must be observed.
Dumbledore wouldn't want you to forget your good manners.
I said bow. Imperio. Are you crazy? I'm all goosebumps here, man. I'm all goosebumps. What a scene. What a scene, my friend. Much better. Much better. Much better. Now, the part that, for me, is the highlight of the scene. Don't turn your back on me, Harry Potter. I want you to look at me when I kill you. I want to see the light leave your eyes.
Man, I got chills all over. What a scene. What a scene. What a scene. What a scene. Much better. Much better. So much better in the movie. That doesn't mean the book is bad. Not at all. It's far from that in the book.
This scene is awesome. Really impactful. Really complete. But it gets a little tiring because Voldemort, he wants attention, right?
He likes attention. He likes to say he's the big shot. He likes to be like, no, because I'm the tough guy, Voldemort.
And then he keeps explaining, of course, to put everything into context, right? That's the magic of cinema and audiovisual, showing meaning through the scene instead of explaining everything with dialogue. That's why the scene carries more weight in the movie, you know?
But now, another scene that there's no way around it. In the movie, it's much better.
Harry returns, conducting Cedric's funeral and carrying his body.
They arrive at Hogwarts, and how's the band? On fire.
Pampanara, panara, panara, pan, panara, 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 panara. And Cedrico is there, sprawled on the floor.
There's no way, man. This scene is just too good. It was supposed to be sad, but it ended up being funny because of the memes afterwards, you know? Like, the band is playing and the guy is just dead on the floor, poor kid, right?
And that brings us to the last scene, which is just awesome.
The last scene I put here on my list. Look, you see, my list of scenes was small. It's a small list, a humble list, with only 14 scenes that I thought, in my opinion, right?
Obviously, you might think there are better scenes. Of course, this video is completely opinion-based. The scenes I selected here are these 14. The last scene, which I think is really heavy. In the movie, I see it with... I put a lot of my personal feelings into it. Which is the scene of Amos Diggory mourning Cedric's death. That scene, guys, seriously, that scene is... It's very powerful. It's really good. In the book, it doesn't happen. It doesn't show up like that. We don't see Cedric's parents' reaction.
fake Alastair Moody takes Harry away right away, correct? But then, in the movie, we have Amos Diggory there, screaming for his son, you know? It's really heavy, man. It's really heavy. Really, really heavy. Since becoming a father, that scene feels much heavier to me. Actually, Harry Potter as a whole ended up... Harry being attacked as a baby was something that started to affect me emotionally even more than it already did, you know?
These are the scenes that I think are better in the movie than in the book Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
Is there any scene you agree with? Any you disagree with? Any you think should be on this list but isn't? Any scene you think is better?
Leave your comment below. I'd love to read it. See you next episode at the Leaky Cauldron. If you enjoyed this, you know what to do. Like, comment, all that. I won't keep reminding you to like and comment because I know it doesn't really matter whether I say it or not.
So, like if you want, comment if you want. And that's it, alright? See you next episode on Caldeiraofurado, Mischief Managed.